Hi, Soul Fam. It's Ava from We Have Liberty and Freedom. Um, Usually I do like a little video diary type of thing, but I just wanted to talk about something that I've found recently that is pretty disturbing. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I cut hair for a living. I don't work with chemicals. It's just I strictly cut hair. That's it. I'm basically a barber, but I'm not allowed to use the straight edge because I'm not like an actual barber. I'm a hairstylist technically. Anyway, but that's besides the point. So this what I want to talk about is something that I'm noticing in not only adults but also children, and not with all of these people, but with the majority of them, I'm noticing it. They are my regular clients that I know for a fact got the old pokey-poke, if you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm not going to try to explain it. You can figure it out because I don't want to get myself in trouble, if you know, again, if you know what I mean. Yeah, because I already got myself kicked off of Twitter, so I don't need to get in trouble on here or anywhere else. But so, I've been doing hair for almost 30 years. I have noticed since the pokey-poke this very disturbing issue with people's scalps, and I'm talking like young and old, kids, people, in their 30s, my age, 60s, 90s, whatever, all different ages. Anyway, it's like their scalp is severely raw. And I'm not talking like eczema or psoriasis because I've seen both. It runs in my family on my husband's side and on my side, so I've seen both of those. This is not what this is, and it's even baffled other stylists that have seen it, but they just chalk it up to like an allergy. But I beg to differ because I'm seeing it in way too many people now, and it's getting worse. Before it was just a few people here and there. Now it's just getting worse. But it's like the whole scalp is raw, like inflamed and puffy, and the follicles are swollen. Um, the other day I was doing this guy's hair, younger than me. He was like maybe in his early 30s, quite a bit younger than me. And I was combing through his hair and just looking at him. He looks healthy, everything. I'm combing through his hair and I hear this crunchy sound, like a scraping, like I don't even know how to describe it, like combing over gravel or something like that. And he and I both kind of look at each other in the mirror, and he's all, "What's that?" And I was like, "I don't know." And so I start looking and go, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, "Your scalp is really inflamed." And he's like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, does it itch?" And he goes, "No, not at all." I said, "Do you feel that?" And he goes, "Well, I felt something up there, a couple of days ago, but I thought it was just like a zit on my head." And I was like, "No, it's not just one little spot. It's like the entire thing." And so I recommended to him to go to a dermatologist because clearly I am not a doctor or a nurse. I don't know what this is. I just know that whatever it is, I'm seeing more and more of it in children and adults, and it's been ever since the pokey. I don't know. Put A and B together, connect the dots, because I haven't seen this before. I had one of my friends say that she has something similar on her scalp, but it's, if I remember correctly, I think she said it's been like that on and off for years. But and it would be one thing if it was like I said, one person or a couple of people. No, we're talking dozens of people that I've seen now with this on their scalp, and it's just getting to be more people more often. Last week, in the same day, there were two children, teenagers, that had this on their scalp. And it was recommended to both of them to also to go to a dermatologist. But I really think it's from the pokey-poke. And this might make people angry, but as someone that works very, very closely with the public, I tend to notice things before other people do. I notice things also about people's hair, either, you know, their scalp and stuff like that, their skin, before they notice sometimes, because I don't know why, but there's something about your stylist or your massage therapist and people like that that we tend to notice these things. I think it's just because you see yourself every day, and so if something pops up, you're not necessarily paying attention, but we see you maybe once every 4 weeks or once every 3 months or once a year or whatever. And so if we know you fairly well, we will notice when something like a weird mole pops up, you know, or hair changes, skin changes. I've also noticed a lot of my poked clients, their hair is rapidly thinning and they're looking very, very haggard. A lot of them, not all of them, but I also know that the 5 docs that I've watched, you know, Dr. P and Dr. T, I won't say their names right now because I don't know if I'm going to get flagged on this, but they've talked about how some of the batches of the pokey-poke were basically a placebo and some weren't, and this was strategically done. But that's for another day. That's like getting into way too heavy territory. The point is, I've been noticing this, and I'm actually wondering if anybody else has noticed this, that maybe does hair or, you know, works with the skin for a living. If any of you have also noticed this, because I'm noticing it an awful lot, and it's very disturbing to me. It actually freaks out my husband. He has been like, I wish you would wear gloves, you know. But it's, as many of you that do hair know, it's kind of a pain in the butt to try to shampoo someone's hair with gloves on. At least for me it is. I don't like it. So, anyway, I really don't know what else to say about it, but I just wanted to put this out there because I'm just curious, and I don't know, maybe it'll help somebody. Maybe somebody has this on their scalp, and maybe they've had the pokey-poke, and they're like wondering if anybody else has had this happen, or if anyone else has noticed this. I have not had the pokey-poke, and I never will, but I definitely have noticed certain conditions like this. Some of the other things I've noticed is droopy face, kind of stroke-like droopy face, and it could be stroke, but I'm even seeing it in younger people. Twitching, a lot of twitching, like jerking, people jerking and twitching, and it seems to be getting worse in the ones that I've noticed it in. Gosh, I could go into such depth with this whole thing, but oh, what else? Just like I said, looking very haggard. People aging rapidly, like people that looked really healthy before they got the pokey, and now they're looking like aged considerably. I want to know if it's just me noticing this or if other people notice it. And you know what? Don't get mad. This is just my opinion. This is just my experience. I'm not saying that this is true for everybody. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. So anyway, have a blessed day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, Soul Fam.